put on a very scary rally. They pushed one run across, and then they had the bases loaded with a couple of their big bats at the plate, and you were just wondering, is this going to be a situation where Incarnate Word's been down all game, then suddenly walks it off at the end, perhaps with a grand slam? But St. Agnes, led by their star pitcher Shelby Eccles, were able to shut that threat down, get out of that game, and now they are on here to take on a Bishop Lynch team that defeated Fort Worth Nolan Catholic 7-3 yesterday. So seems like a comfortable score, but in reality that game was not comfortable throughout for much of it for the Friars. They jumped out to a 5-0 lead in the top half of the first off of the strength of some really good hitting before Nolan's starting pitcher could get settled in. Once she did, she was able to control them and limit the Friars' opportunities. And then in the bottom half of the first, Nolan got a big 2-home run, and then multiple times in the 4th, 5th, and 6th inning, Lynch was faced with multiple runners on scoring positions. In multiple runners in scoring positions. In a couple of cases, it was with one out. The 6th inning was bases loaded, but they were able to get out of the jam every time, and put themselves in a position today where they'll be facing off against one of the traditional TAPS powerhouses in Houston, St. Agnes. Although you mentioned yesterday, it's actually been a while since St. Agnes has won a softball championship.
That's right, the last state championship for St. Agnes, 2008 and 2009. This is their 4th straight appearance in the semifinal tournament, so they're no strangers to making it this far. But as you said, with 9 wins in their history, it's been a little while since the last one. Bishop Lynch on the other side with 6 state final tournament appearances, 3 wins, their last in 2013-2014. As the coaches meet with the officials, we're moments away from the first pitch.
Yeah, Bishop Lynch does not have as many appearances as some other schools do, but they've done a good job of cashing in when they have gotten here with a 500 record a 500 success rate of winning the state championships here at Crosby today. Right now, let's take a quick peek at the weather and what it's doing. It's been mostly cloudy today, although the sun peeks through from here to there. Right now it's cloudy, about 82 degrees. Winds out of the south-southeast 50 miles an hour, and it is gusty. The relative humidity is 74%, so typical Houston weather. Fortunately, there are no thunderstorms in the forecast until much later this evening now. Originally, they were talking about 3 p.m. Now it's more likely 5 p.m. when thunderstorms could come rolling in, and that will be great because we get to avoid having to deal with lightning delays. You can play on rain on this turf, but no one can deal with the lightning.
Crosby, Texas, approximately 25 miles northeast of downtown Houston. It's a beautiful facility here, Mike, for softball and baseball. Why don't you tell us about the playing surface?
Okay, it's an all-turf field. We have noticed throughout the week that the infield, the ball bounces off it very slowly, so the infielders will have to adjust to that. It is 200 down the lines, 225 to the power alleys, and 250 to straightaway center. Got a big red Crosby Cougar logo out in center field. Also, this facility, along with the baseball diamond, which is next door, has video scoreboards, which still aren't very common in high school baseball and softball. But right now we're going to turn over to the PA announcer for the introduction of the lineups, invocation, and anthem.
Bishop Lynch High School and St. Agnes Academy. This contest is governed by the Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools to promote good sportsmanship and fair play among its member schools. We ask that all fans act in a responsible and courteous manner at all times. The umpires for today's contest are our guests and should be treated as so. Please refrain from going onto the field following the game so that the next teams can begin their warm-ups. TAPS would like to express its appreciation to Wilson Sporting Goods, the official ball for TAPS, for providing the game balls for today's contest. Now we're introducing the visitors for this game, Bishop Lynch Friars, who come into today's contest with a season record of 25 wins, 13 losses, and 2 ties. Shortstop, number 10, Gabby Quintanilla. At first base, number 15, Alexis Martinez. Your pitcher, number 4, Tabitha Jackson. Catching, number 71, Lala Farlow. At second base, number 12, Evelyn Santos. At third base, number 2, Nat Escalante. In center field, number 7, Mari Garcia. In right field, number 44, Jordan Salmon. Designated player, number 21, Jasmine Montez. And the flex player playing left field, number 11, Libby Lane. And now the Friars, who come in today's contest. The Friars, who come in, Tigers, pardon me. Sorry, Coach. The Tigers, who come in today's contest with overall record of 25 wins, 15 losses, and 1 tie. Leading off, shortstop, number 15, Annie Butnick. At second base, number 9, Hattie Meehan. Catching, number 22, Callie Young. In the circle, number 8, Shelby Eccles. Playing left field, number 17, Kate Wilford. At third base, number 4, Ella Salazar. In center field, number 19, Ashley Burns. Playing first base, number 10, Annie Bacon. The designated player, number 7, Sadie Niemeyer. And the flex, playing right field, number 3, Ryan Moose. At this time, Sister James St. Agnes Academy will lead the invocation, followed by the playing of our national anthem.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for this day and its many blessings. Always use us as instruments of your love. Bless our athletes and keep them from injury. May each athlete do her best knowing that her talent is a gift from you. Bless our coaches and thank you for their dedication and commitment to these young women. Bless our parents for their love, encouragement, and support of their daughters. Thank you for our 2 schools, Bishop Lynch and St. Agnes Academy, and for all they do to open minds to truth and to form hearts for justice, peace, and service. We pray that the competition today be filled with spirit and good sportsmanship. May we acknowledge the dignity and worth of one another and strive never to diminish another by our conduct or our attitudes. And finally, let us all have a safe trip home. We pray all of this in Jesus' name. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
The players rush off for their pregame rituals, and we will have the first pitch coming to you very shortly. Bishop Lynch, overall record of 24-13-2. They finished 5-1 in their district. Their only district loss coming to Plano John Paul II, and they avenged that loss during their playoff run. Houston St. Agnes, on the other hand, 23-15-1 overall, 12-0 in their district, and they have had a stellar march throughout the playoffs so far.
St. Agnes coach Wissinger mentioned that St. Agnes does play a very tough, difficult schedule with a lot of large UIL 5A and 6A teams to get themselves prepared for the playoff run here.
We've got a tale of a high-scoring offense in Bishop Lynch and a very stingy defense in St. Agnes, so something's got to give here in this game. Bishop Lynch in the first round of the playoffs with a 10-0 victory over Addison Trinity Christian, 15-1 over John Paul II, and yesterday defeated Fort Worth Nolan 7-3. That's 32-4 over the course of 3 games for the Friars. On the other side for St. Agnes, 10-0 versus Houston Incarnate Ward, 3-0 against Beaumont Monsignor Kelly Catholic, and 3-0 yesterday versus San Antonio Incarnate Ward. No one has scored on these Tigers in these playoffs, Mike.
It's no one. I mean, just the one run given up yesterday to Incarnate Word, and you knew Incarnate Word at some point was going to come through given their championship pedigree. But really quickly, we're going to set the defenses for the St. Agnes Tigers. At third, it's Ella Salazar. Shortstop, it is Annie Budnick. Second base is Hattie Meehan. First base will be Annie McCon. In the outfield from left to right, it's Kate Williford. Ashley Burns in the center, Ryan Moose in right field, and the battery is Shelby Eccles. And Young is the catcher.
That's the first pitch from Shelby Eccles, number 8, in there for a strike. Eccles had a complete game shutout yesterday, ending the game for the Tigers with a line drive that went right back at her. She caught to put away the game.
Yeah, swing and a miss for strike 2. Yeah, Eccles really speared that one because that one had gotten past her. That's easily 1 run and possibly 2 right there.
Here's the pitch. That's going to be a base hit to left field. She was down in the count, but no hesitation there for the leadoff hitter for the Friars, number 10, Gabby Quintanilla, the shortstop.
So far in the battle of pitching versus hitting, round 1 goes to the hitters.
Next up for the Friars, the first baseman, number 15, Alexis Martinez. Martinez, a junior. Quick strike from Eccles. The Tigers wearing all black uniforms, pants, and jerseys. That one's down. It's fair, and now she's going to be safe. That ball might have gone foul. Now a run will score. Quintanilla came around the base path and has scored the first run for the Friars quickly. Boy, Mike, if they let that ball roll out of bounds.
Sometimes it's hard to wait on it because if not, everybody is safe. But McCon, the first baseman, came up, picked it up, tried to throw back to Meehan, who went to man second. Ball got away from her, and the runner is safe at home as Quintanilla opens the scoring for Bishop Lynch.
Quick foul ball for strike 1, runner on first. Up to bat is the pitcher, Tabitha Jackson. Foul ball up high, hits the metal roof.
Crosby does have covered stands with very large ceiling fans in them to help circulate the air, which when you're in Houston is very much appreciated.
Ball outside.
Or pretty much anywhere along the Gulf Coast for that matter.
Bring up a 1-2. On deck batters number 71, Lilia Farlow, the catcher. Oh, that one way inside. A little chin music there for Jackson.
So far at least, the Friars have been adopting the same motto that they had yesterday of throwing or swinging early and swinging often. You're a very loud and enthusiastic Bishop Lynch fan section here, and we got plenty of cowbells going on again.
There's the pitch, it's high. I got to bring up a full count on Jackson. The runner on first. Pop up. And she's got a play on it. Secures the out. That's number 22, the catcher, Callie Young, for the Tigers.
Next to her strikeout, a nice pop out as a pitcher's best friend. As Eccles induces the swing, gets Jackson to pop up, and Young makes no mistakes in handling that ball. And now we're going to have Lilia Farlow.
Here's the first pitch. Farlow swings. Big cut, big miss. Overcast skies here in Crosby. Winds varied throughout the day.
Usually around 15 miles an hour, gusting into the about 25 at times.
1-1 is the count. Farlow digs in. Eccles pitch fouled back to the net. Up high. We mentioned the Tigers wearing the all-black uniforms with the word Tigers across the front of the jersey in yellow stripes on the socks. Bishop Lynch wearing black pants, white shirts with black shoulders, and the word Friars across the top as we get another foul ball here. Straight back to the net. Here's the pitch. It's popped up. Foul territory. The catcher is there again. Callie Young secures 2 consecutive outs on foul balls that are popped up in her area.
Been keeping Young busy, but it's been all for naught for the Friars.
Swing and a miss. Evelyn Santos, the second baseman for the Friars, wearing number 12, quickly behind 0-1. Here's the pitch. Inside. Eccles takes for ball one. Santos takes. Pitch. That's going to be fouled off the Bishop Lynch dugout. And here we go. That one's going to get over the pitcher's head and falls just short of the shortstop. Everybody will be safe. Runners on first and second on the strength of that Santos hit.
Santos putting it right into no man's land. Too far for the pitcher and too far to range over for the second for the shortstop.
Up next for the Friars, number 2, Natalia Escalante. Third baseman for Bishop Lynch. She'll take ball 1.
Friars with a runner in scoring position. Would love to add to their count.
Quick strike there. 1-1 is the count. Big cut. 1-2. Eccles a strike away from limiting the damage to 1 run. There's a cut. It'll foul off to the left. And now Escalante checking back into the box. She's ready to go. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. Evens the count 2-2. The delivery. Swing and a miss. Escalante goes down, and that ends the inning. Eccles with a strikeout. So we'll head to the bottom of the first. You've got the TAPS Radio, TAPS TV network, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Division I State Championship. It is the bottom of the first inning with the St. Agnes Academy Tigers coming up with their first opportunity to bat. You've got number 15, Annie Butnick, leading things off for the Tigers. One of the 4 seniors on this Tiger team, and she settles in. Here comes the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Budnick getting that running start. The battery for Bishop Lynch is number 4, Tabitha Jackson, with number 71, Lilia Farlow, doing the catching duties. That's a foul ball over in the right into the dugout.
I did notice, as we've been noting on headwear, the entire St. Agnes teams were wearing beige visors out there. Tabitha Jackson, the starting pitcher, and the starting third baseman, Natalia Escalante, both wearing the protective face masks.
Here's the pitch. Running start, pops it up to the shortstop who was closing, and that's one away. Nice grab by number 10, Quintanilla for Lynch.
Really quickly setting defense from left to right. As Maddie Meehan steps to the plate. You got Natalia Escalante at third, Gabby Quintanilla at short. You have Evelyn Sanders at second. And Alexis Martinez at first as that pitch is high for ball one. In the outfield, you got Libby Land in left. Marielma Garcia out in center, and J.P. Samuelson right.
Jackson delivers. Ball two. Hattie Meehan, another senior for the Tiger team. Soft foul ball, and able to track it down is Farlow for Bishop Lynch. Quick 2 outs for the Friars. Big swing and finds a hole. Number 22, Callie Young, the catcher for the Tigers, with the 2-out base hit. Libby Land closed on it quickly over in left field, but not before we ended up with a base runner. So that'll bring up number 8, Shelby Eccles, the pitcher for St. Agnes.
Wind is starting to gust out here. If somebody can get it up, get the ball up into that wind, it could help it travel a ways.
That one is fouled to the left, up high off the net. We'll bring up an 0-1 count. Tabitha Jackson. Here comes the pitch. That one right to the closing second baseman, able to apply the tag to the runner. Evelyn Santos records the final out of the inning, and we're on our way to the second here on Taps Radio and Taps TV.
Aiden loves playing baseball. He's in his element when he picks up a baseball bat.
When Aiden tore his ACL last year, we were all devastated. We didn't think that a 13-year-old could have a problem such as that.
Children's Health Andrews Institute for Orthopedic and Sports Medicine not only repaired Aiden's ACL, but they gave him the knowledge and skills to prevent any future injuries.
Now, less than a year later, he's back to hitting homers and doing phenomenal.
So we've clarified our contradiction regarding the score in yesterday's game. It was, in fact, 3-0 in favor of the Tigers. It was a complete game shutout there for Eccles, which means Bishop Lynch put the first run on the board in the top of the first of these entire playoffs against the Tigers. Here's the first pitch. It goes directly to the first baseman. That's McCon. She'll pick it up and step on the bag. One pitch, one out.
Nice slow grounder. McCon fields it cleanly, which hasn't always been a guarantee throughout this championship weekend. Steps on the bag. And on to the next one.
Eccles now delivers. Strike one.
Looks like Samus at the bag, or at the plate.
J.P. Samus occupies right field for the Friars. That's a swing and a miss. 0-2 now. Mike, you've seen a lot of softball. How common is it to have a turf field in softball these days?
It is becoming more and more common, particularly in areas where maybe water supplies are limited, or you have the threat of rain constantly, like here on the Gulf Coast. It's becoming more and more common. It's obviously not as ubiquitous as, say, turf on football fields, particularly at the larger school level.
Eccles with a strikeout there sends Samus to the bench. And it's 2 away here in the second.
Player number 21, Jasmine Montez.
That's going to bring up Jasmine Montanez, the designated player.
Montanez did not start in the regular lineup in yesterday's game, but coaching staff obviously determining they wanted her here for the state final. Swing and a miss for strike one. Here comes the second pitch, and that's a strike two.
They did use her as a pinch hitter yesterday. Obviously brings a bigger bat.
Just a bit high, and that'll bring the count to 1-2.
But they still wanted to keep Libby Land out and left, so she'll be the flex player today.
Here's the pitch. That one a little high. Now the count even at 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Shelby Eccles records her second strikeout of the inning and third of the game here through 1.5 innings. And we're headed to the bottom of the second, where the Tigers will have a chance on offense. You're listening to Taps Radio and watching Taps TV. We'll be right back. Ready to go in the bottom of the second inning for the Tigers. It will be number 17, Katie Williford, getting things started here for St. Agnes. Tabitha Jackson, the pitcher. Here's the first one. It is high for ball one. Sun now peeking out behind the intermittent clouds. Pop up, center field. She's got it. That was number 7, Marielma Garcia. A little bit of sunshine down on her, able to track that ball nicely and record the first out.
Tabitha Jackson yesterday got into trouble several times throughout the game, particularly in the 4th, 5th, and 6th inning, but always able to get herself out. so far she's doing a good job of avoiding any semblance of trouble.
And that's a strike. The batter is number 4, Ella Salazar, playing third base for St. Agnes. And that's a ground ball hit to the shortstop. She'll field it well and get it over in time to record the out at first base.
Jackson,
2 away quickly.
Jackson looked like she was going to try and get that ball, then realized that Gabby Quintanilla would be in a better position to grab it and throw it over to Martinez at first.
Jackson set the pitch. That one down the middle for a strike. Ashley Burns, number 19, in the box for the Tigers. That's going to left field, up in the air, over the head of the left fielder, Libby Land. It's bright out there. She might have had a little trouble tracking it down, and Burns is in with a double.
We were talking about that sun peeking through the clouds. It had been cloudy and overcast all day, but for now at least, all of a sudden the sun is out there on the field, and that may be causing the outfielders in particular a little bit hard time dealing with it, since they're kind of looking right into it at this point.
So now Annie McCon, the first baseman for the Tigers, fouls the first one up onto the roof and onto the concourse. McCon settles back in. 0-1 with 2 outs, runner on second. Jackson delivers. Right to the first baseman. That was a line drive shot. Alexis Martinez looked like she had enough time to yawn, put the glove around it, and then walk off the field. Great defensive play there by the first baseman. We're headed to the top of the third here in the state championship Division I. You've got Taps Radio, Taps TV. We'll be right back.
Aiden loves playing baseball. He's in his element when he picks up a baseball bat.
When Aiden tore his ACL last year, we were all devastated. We didn't think that a 13-year-old could have a problem such as that.
Children's Health Andrews Institute for Orthopedic and Sports Medicine not only repaired Aiden's ACL, but they gave him the knowledge and skills to prevent any future injuries.
Now, less than a year later, he's back to hitting homers and doing phenomenal.
The huddle breaks for the Tigers, and the infield will take their positions. It's the top of the third, and leading things off for Bishop Lynch is the top of the order, number 10, Gabby Quintanilla, the Friar shortstop. Eccles delivers to Young, ball high. Second pitch is high. Wind now seems to be blowing from left to right, although I'm sure that'll change in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it was going from right to left field just in the last half inning, so it's swirling around.
Swing and a miss. 2-1 count now. Quintanilla still ahead. That one pops up. It's going to be foul territory. Up on the wall. She drops it. Good effort by Callie Young. She snagged 2 of those earlier in this game. But
that one
tough
was
to
a little
read.
bit too close to the fence to give her a good chance at it.
So Quintanilla gets another opportunity. It's 2-2. That's a nice hit. Center field, it's deep, and it'll hit off the bottom of the wall. She is rounding around trying to save it. Second, close play. Safe.
A nice throw there by Burns. Almost got her at second.
Burns had an outstanding throw yesterday to save a run that was threatening to go home. That was another excellent throw, but Quintanilla got there in time. For the Friars now, Alexis Martinez, the first baseman, puts the button down. She's on her way to first. She's hurrying. Will it be in time? No. Out at first, but the runner advances to third base. And with 1 out, Tabitha Jackson has an opportunity to drive a run home, helping her own cause. Swing and a miss.
Quintanilla 60 feet away now.
Jackson, the pitcher, has to lean back to avoid the pitch from Eccles. Delivery was a little high, but Jackson got a piece of it, and it'll bounce foul straight back and off the metal roof. Quintanilla ready to move. Jackson ready to swing. That one up high. Count even at 2s. Here's the pitch. Inside, fouls off the...
Looks like it fouled off the speaker.
Sure did. Went off the inside of the bat up to the speaker.
Not a big clang. We're not getting any feedback or anything.
Jackson takes. That'll bring up a full count. 3-2, 1 out. Runner on third. Top of the third. Friars threatening. That's up the middle, just past the pitcher. They're going for first base. Pulled her off the bag. She's out. That was a close play. A run does score as Quintanilla came across the plate. We're getting a timeout here as Jackson was making her way to first base. It looks like her arm may have collided with McCon somewhere, perhaps on the right cheek.
Looks like she is okay.
Coaching staff wanted to come out, but waved off. It's the state championship game. Those ladies are ready to be out there, be tough.
It's going to take a little more than a brush by there to get her, as long as she is not showing any concussion symptoms.
Foul ball by number 71, Lilia Farlow.
Of course, schools and athletic training departments are much more aware of and proactive with that. And there's a nice line of right to Escalante at third.
Great grab by the Lynch third base player. And that's going to send us now to the bottom of the third. You've got Taps Radio and Taps TV. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the TAPS Radio and TAPS TV network. You've got the Division I Softball State Championship, the Bishop Lynch Friars versus the St. Agnes Academy Tigers. It is the bottom of the third inning, and up for the Tigers, we've got number 7, Sadie Niermeyer.
Niermeyer, the designated player, playing in place of Ryan Moose, the right fielder for St. Agnes.
Niermeyer had a big double in yesterday's game. And now that one's foul.
Just barely. I would say maybe by about 3 inches, if that.
It looked good for a little while, but was clearly foul, as you say, just barely. That'll bring up a 1-1.
It did what so many of our golf shots do. Take a hook at the last worst possible moment.
And now we've got a 2-1 count on the freshman, Niermeyer. The pitch from Jackson. Swing and a miss. It'll foul directly back. Count even at 2s. Jackson to Farlow. That's a shot right up the middle. It'll go to the center fielder, but Niermeyer with another big hit. And she's fired up standing on first base. Leadoff single for the young freshman. Now to the top of the order. Number 15, Annie Budnick. Fouls that one back. Strike one.
Really quickly over at the baseball diamond in Division 5 championship. Lake Jackson Brazosport Christian was up 6-1 heading in the top of the 6th, but Weatherford Christian has rallied with 4 runs in the bottom half of that inning.
Trying for second. Safe. Niermeyer able to take second. We had the shortstop, Quintanilla, coming over to try and apply the tag just a bit late.
Yeah, it was a good throw by Farlow, but it is very difficult to throw runners out on steals in softball unless your catcher has an absolute cannon for an arm.
Here's a pitch from Jackson. It pops up. Closing. No, can't get to it. That's the center fielder struggling to get it into third base now, and that'll be a double. Runners at second and third. Budnick comes through for the Tigers. It was going to be a tough play for Mary Elma Garcia. She closed on it, but wasn't able to make the grab. And just like that, the Tigers are threatening.
Also tried to throw over to third to get the lead runner, but not able to get a good throw off. She did have to come out of the game yesterday with a little bit of a knock. We'll see if she's any worse to wear after that diving attempt.
Second baseman, number 9, Hattie Meehan.
So that brings up the senior second baseman, Hattie Meehan, for the Tigers, as she takes ball 1. She takes again, ball 2. As you mentioned, despite the score of yesterday's semifinal, Bishop Lynch did face some threats from Nolan Catholic, but it was able to ward them off. They'll be looking to bring some of that magic here to this third inning.
They had 2 runners on with 2 outs, or excuse me, 1 out in both the 4th and 5th inning, both at 2nd and 3rd, and they had bases loaded with 1 out in the 6th.
That's going to flirt with the line. It'll go foul. Meehan sending it down the third base line. Two and two is a count. Bottom of the third. Jackson's ready. Here comes the pitch. Swing right up the middle. It almost hits second base. A little blooper. And a run scores for the Tigers. Number 7 is Sadie Niermeyer, who got things started off here. Crosses the plate, and it's now 2-1. Tigers cut the lead in half.
It was a good job by Evelyn Santos to get over there and cut that ball down and prevent any further runners from scoring, because if that had gotten into the outfield, we'd be tied at this point, as Amy Wheeler comes out to talk with her team and figure out what they need to do here to get out of this situation.
So 2-1 with runners at the corners, no outs. And opportunity here for St. Agnes to tie or pull ahead. The catcher, number 22, Callie Young, will step into the box to face Tabitha Jackson.
Jackson, after working easily the first 2 innings, is now finding herself in a bit of a grind.
That's over the head of the shortstop. A run will score. Fielded cleanly in left field and back in, but runners on first and second on the strength of that Young base hit. Tie game.
St. Agnes right now is showing they are more than willing to just collect base hit after base hit after base hit.
And now stepping into the box, the pitcher for St. Agnes, number 8, Shelby Eccles. That's right to the first baseman. They'll tag out at first, but that's all they'll get. Runners at second and third now.
And they get their first out on the board. Now they have to deal with runners at second and third in scoring position and just 1 out.
Great fielding job by Alexis Martinez, number 15. That could have got by her. Kate Williford, number 17 now, the batter for St. Agnes. That one pops up, foul territory. She's got a read on it, and that's an out by Alexis Martinez. Back-to-back outs recorded for the first baseman.
Next to strikeout, a foul territory pop-up is a pitcher's best friend.
This a foul ball into the Lynch dugout. That's number 4, Ella Salazar, the junior catcher. Excuse me, third baseman for St. Agnes. Inside, takes the ball. Two outs, tied at 2. 1-1 is a count. That's going to go to center field, and did she grab it? She grabbed it! An incredible catch by number 7, Marielma Garcia.
And she just saved the Friars bacon right there, because that was easily a run for St. Agnes. And depending on how the defensive play went, that could have been more.
Boy, Marielma Garcia had to sprint to that ball. It was basically a diving catch forward, and she was able to trap that ball. And that ends the inning, but not before the Tigers put 2 on the board. We've got an all tied up Division I state championship here on TAPS Radio and TAPS TV. We'll be back with the 4th inning in just a moment. So we go to the fourth inning here in the state championship. The Friars of Bishop Lynch looking to answer that 2-run inning by the Tigers. And stepping in is number 12, Evelyn Santos, the second baseman. She'll foul the first pitch back. Nichols picks up the rosin bag. Eccles. And she's ready to go. Swing and a miss. Santos quickly behind 0-2. And that'll ring her up. Santos heads to the bench. It was a high pitch. Santos took a swat at it, but nothing doing.
And it looks like we're actually all tied up in Division 5 baseball now, featuring Weatherford Christian and Lake Jackson Brazos. Fort Christian, six aside.
And that's a quick strike to number 2, Natalia Escalante. That Weatherford Christian team over there is a pretty impressive story. I think they're all freshmen and sophomores.
Wow. A lot of those kids were on their six-man football team, which advanced to the state championship game. Fell to Baytown Christian, but actually looked very impressive in that contest.
1-1 the count here, and now that's no, she gets underneath. No, she drops it. And
Here's
at second
play.
base, out! Escalante had a shot to left field. It looks like Williford was going to make the grab at the last second, dropped it. Escalante kept going, and a great throw by Williford burns her at second base.
The rule on a play like that usually is if the outfielder misplays the ball, try and take that second base. But Williford's throw was on time, and Santos is out.
So this brings up number 7, Marielma Garcia. Of course, she had that huge catch in the bottom of the third. Garcia swings and misses. Quick 0-2. Eccles delivers high, but Garcia goes for it. That'll be the 5th strikeout for number 8, Shelby Eccles, in this game. And a quick top of the 4th. It'll bring up the Tigers on the other side of this break. You've got Taps Radio and Taps TV. We'll be back in a second.
Aiden loves playing baseball. He's in his element when he picks up a baseball bat.
When Aiden tore his ACL last year, we were all devastated. We didn't think that a 13-year-old could have a problem such as that.
Children's Health Andrews Institute for Orthopedic and Sports Medicine not only repaired Aiden's ACL, but they gave him the knowledge and skills to prevent any future injuries.
Now, less than a year later, he's back to hitting homers and doing phenomenal.
Ballpark at Crosby. The batter for the Tigers is number 19, Ashley Burns.
Fielder number 19, Ashley Burns.
The battery once again for the Friars. Tabitha Jackson into Lilia Farlow. Here's the pitch. It's up high. Brings up ball one.
Natalie Burns, the center fielder. First up, she'll be followed by McCon and Niermeyer.
1-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. Ball two. Burns is ready. Jackson's pitch. Right to the shortstop. Fielded well over to first base in time. Gabby Quintanilla makes short work of that one.
Tabitha Jackson definitely wants to make sure she's inducing ground balls. That last inning, St. Agnes was able to get going by getting the ball up in the air, and even though a lot of the hits were not hit hard, they were hit just hard enough to get over the infield's head and oftentimes into the gap between the fielders.
First pitch, and that's a foul ball.
And it almost sent the cowboy hat-wearing third base coach for St. Agnes stumbling back.
He's going to have a word with his first baseman, Annie McCon. Oh, 0-1. Here comes Jackson. And McCon will take for a ball. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. McCon took a big cut. That'll bring up a 1-2 count. Here with one out in the bottom of the fourth. That one's in play, but into the glove of the second baseman, Evelyn Santos. Had to move to her left. Gets there in time and records the second out.
Able to snow cone that soft liner.
So that'll bring up for the Tigers number 7, Sadie Niermeyer.
Sorry about I had a bottle of Gatorade just go blowing off the table due to a gust of wind and right into a couple of folks in front of me.
Niermeyer takes ball one. Again, a freshman player. She's come through with some big hits here in the semifinal and final game. 2-0 is the count.
Looks like they're in the bottom of the 7th over the Division V baseball final.
Ball high, now 3-0. And we'll go again. Whoa, that one almost hits her. She had to lean back.
It looks like, yeah. No, well, it may have hit her, but she's taking the walk down to first anyway, regardless.
So that'll bring up the top of the order for the Tigers, number 15, Annie Budnick.
Number 15, Annie Budnick.
Niermeyer going for second. She's out that time. She stole it earlier in the game. That would not be the case this time.
Farlow with a great throw down there on target. And it looks like Coach Wissinger is going to have a word with the umpire about that. She does not agree with the call.
Pointing to her back. Spirited debate there about the call. And the business having been given, will get ready now for the bottom of the fourth. Excuse me, that'll be the top of the fifth.
You're watching live coverage of the 2019 TAPS State Softball Championships here on TAPS TV and listening on TAPS Radio.
You've got the TAPS Radio, TAPS TV network. We're here in Crosby, Texas on a great day for softball. This is number 44, J.P. Samus, settling in to lead things off here in the top of the fifth for the Bishop Lynch Friars. Shelby Eccles, the pitcher for the Tigers. She's ready to go, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Samus back in. And that's a quick strike two on two pitches. Samus tried to take that time, but not a good decision as she's rung up for the strikeout. That'll be the sixth strikeout for senior Shelby Eccles. Here's the pitch. Strike one. Jasmine Montanez, the designated player, at the bat for the Friars. Ball high.
And it looks like Weatherford Christian just won the Division V state championship over there.
Swing and a miss for Montanez. It's on. And that's another strikeout, two away. 7 strikeouts now for Eccles. Gabby Quintanilla, the leadoff hitter, the shortstop, showing bunt, but pulls it back. And we'll go again. That's a pop-up straight back and up. One and one is the count. 2 outs, top of the fifth. Here's the delivery. Soft hit ball to the first baseman. Not in time. McCon did not get it off quite quickly enough to Meehan. She may have been waiting for her to get set. But in any event, Quintanilla safe at first.
Yeah, that's that slow rolling turf that we've mentioned numerous times throughout this week. Quintanilla got a slow roller going. McCon had to wait for her second baseman to get over.
Quintanilla safe at first. She led off, then fell to her knee. And that gave Young all the incentive in the world to throw down, try and get her, but she was able to make it back safe. Here's the pitch. Now Quintanilla going. Here's the throw. Out! Standing tag. Quintanilla was on her way. The shortstop, Annie Budnick, closed on the ball. Young delivered it just to the right of the bag in the way of the runner. Boy, I don't know if you can do it better than that, Mike.
No, not really. It was a terrific throw by Young. Meehan was there and able to apply the swipe tag to Quintanilla, who was running by her at that moment. And St. Agnes gets out of a potentially sticky situation again. And, we're headed to the bottom of the fifth now.
That's right, to the bottom of the fifth here at Crosby. You've got Taps Radio and Taps TV. We'll be right back. The third base coach for St. Agnes over there, leading the league in cowboy hats and now air guitars after that rendition of Deep in the Heart of Texas. As we get things going here in the bottom of the fifth, that's number 15, Annie Budnick, stepping in for the Tigers. It's 1-0.
And it's a little bit unusual on right after this.
There's a slapping hit to the left fielder. She is there. That's Libby Lands.
It's a bit unusual that St. Agnes actually has assistant coaches out at first and third. You usually always see it in first base in softball, but usually third base is taken care of by the head coach. In this case, Coach Wissinger has one of her assistants out there and is back in the dugout working with her team, working on strategy.
It'll fall, base hit into the gap between center and left field. Number 9, Hattie Meehan, with a first pitch shot. And Tiger fans are excited. Up next is number 22, the catcher, Callie Young. Jackson is ready, delivers up high. And back to check the runner at first. Nothing doing. So Young steps back in, and we're ready to go. Right up the middle, fielded by the shortstop. She bobbled it for a moment, but recovers, steps on the bag at second base, and gets the force out at second.
That might have been a chance for a double play there, but
Number 8.
Team King had a little bit of trouble handling it, so she wound up settling for getting the lead runner and the second out.
Number 8, Shelby Eccles, stepping in now. She's got her battery mate Young on first base. 2 outs, 0-1. That ball low and outside. Here's the pitch. To the ground to the second baseman, juggles it for second, tries to get it into first, not fielded cleanly, and now the runner is safe at first. The second baseman, Santos, was throwing from her knee. It fell a little bit short of Martinez's glove, so she had a tough time getting a handle of it. And now there's Tiger runners on first and second.
It's been fielding the ball cleanly has been of paramount importance for fielders this week. Anytime you don't field the ball cleanly, you're basically asking the runner to get to their base safely.
Left fielder Katie Williford now. Swings, that's a ground ball to the third baseman. She'll go for the out at second. She's got it, and that will end the inning. 2-2, still the score as we head to the 6th here in the Division I State Championship. You're listening to Taps Radio and watching on Taps TV, and we'll be back in a moment. To the top of the 6th inning we go here in the TAPS Division I State Championship. For the Bishop Lynch Friars, number 15, Alexis Martinez, the first baseman, will get things started here in this inning. The pitch from Shelby Eccles to Callie Young. Rung up for strike one. That ball a little outside. It's 1-1 now. Martinez settles in. Swing, foul ball straight up and off the metal roof.
And somewhere onto the concourse area.
One and two. That one pops up closing on it is the center fielder. She'll wave off the shortstop, and Abby Barnes records the first out for St. Agnes.
Pitcher number 4, Tabitha Jackson.
Next up, the freshman pitcher, Tabitha Jackson for Bishop Lynch. Eccles delivers. That'll be ball one. This is a young Bishop Lynch team, no seniors on this squad, as Jackson takes foul ball, strike one.
No seniors. They do have one college commit in junior. Abby Quintanilla is committed to go to East Central Oklahoma.
That's a nice shot. It gets past the second baseman. And Jackson's on first base. Brings up her battery mate, number 71, Lilia Farlow.
I think Meehan probably would have liked to have been about 2 or 3 inches taller on that one because it was just past her glove.
That one fouls off the metal roof. Up and high to the right. Farlow has had a couple of great throws from the catcher position to pick up a couple of outs here in this game. Swing and a miss. Eccles got her to reach up high. Behind the count, 0-2. Farlow steps in.
Eccles has really settled into a groove here after giving up those early runs. These last 2 innings, she's been basically lights out.
One and two, one out. Runner on first. That's going to be a ball outside. Count even at twos. Farlow swings, fouls it straight back over the head of the catcher. Here's the pitch. Popped up and again back and onto the metal roof. You can sort of sense the quiet, eager tension from the fans of both teams here in this 2-2 contest. Farlow swings and misses. Eccles with her 8th strikeout of this game.
Second baseman, number 12, Evelyn Santos.
Both sides seeming to have an exhale of relief every time they get a strikeout or record another out while they're on defense.
Eccles yesterday did go the complete game and have a shutout with 3 strikeouts, 8 already in this game. That's a slow grounder back to Eccles. She'll field it easily and a calm throw to McCon at first. And that'll put away the Friars. We're headed now to the bottom of the 6th. You've got Taps Radio and Taps TV. We'll be back in just a
and third baseman number 4, Ella Salazar.
Got a light rain starting to come in here in Crosby. The wind picking up as well.
Not necessarily a big problem for playing on the field. It is a problem for us since we're right up against an opening here in the stands and trying to keep our papers dry.
Here's the first pitch from Jackson. It'll go down for a strike. The batter is number 4, Ella Salazar for the Tigers. Second pitch. And Salazar takes 1-1. That ball outside will be 2-1.
Salazar is going to be followed by Ashley Burns and then Annie McCon here in this inning.
That time she hits it just past third base. Not able to get her glove down was Escalante. And the Tigers threatening early with no outs here in the 6th.
And it looks like they might be bringing in a pinch runner. Yeah, it looks like they are bringing in a pinch runner there.
And there you'll see the exchange.
And that is number 20 for St. Agnes.
Now running at first base, number 20, Caroline Steele.
Carolyn Steele in as a pinch runner for the Tigers.
Up the bat, center fielder, number 19, Ashley Burns.
So Steele gets comfortable at first base. Ashley Burns settling into the box, the center fielder for St. Agnes. That ball goes high. And they'll check it back over to first. Dangerous throw. It almost got away from the first baseman, Martinez.
I think whatever rain was coming through is now stopped. But we'll probably keep our umbrellas up just in case.
Jackson delivers. There's an attempted bunt there by Burns. May have fouled off her foot, not quite sure. And we've got a count of 1-1. Tabitha Jackson ready to go. Here it comes. Bunts. It's down safely over to first base, and the sacrifice is there. Now they may have caught the runner. No, she's going to be safe at third.
Heads up base running there by the pitcher, Steele. Pinch runner, that is, Steele. And now she finds herself 60 feet away from putting the Tigers ahead with only one out. And that's going to bring Amy Wheeler out to the mound to have a talk with her team.
The Lynch defender covering second. I'm not sure if at that point it was the second baseman or the shortstop.
I think that was the second baseman, Santos.
She went down assuming that the base runner was coming back to the bag, then realized we had a rundown situation. She fires off quickly to third and pulled the third baseman off the bag, and that allowed the pinch runner, Steele, to be safe and in scoring position. So Annie McCon, the first baseman for St. Agnes now, with one out and a runner at third.
Has a chance to be the hero for the Tigers.
That's a strike. Jackson's pitch, high. 1-1. Tied game at 2s. St. Agnes knocking on the door. That's a base hit. No. line drive, right to the first baseman, Alexis Martinez.
If the Friars get out of this inning without giving up a run, you can credit Alexis Martinez right there, because that looked like a line drive shot for a base hit and easily going to score a run right there.
And now you hear the response from the Bishop Lynch fans. Thrilled by that clutch play. Martinez robbing a run off the board with that catch. We'll see what happens here. Fouled back.
Clappers and cowbells aplenty from the Lynch fans.
Sadie Niermeyer. Takes a big breath and steps in. Here's the pitch. Swing, chopper, foul ball.
That may have been fortunate for Bishop Lynch that was foul right there, because
0 balls, 2 strikes.
The runner was going to be in the third baseman's view to get that ball. So
Jackson hoping to slam the door shut. Here's the pitch. Up the middle, off the pitcher's knee. Now it's going to get by the second baseman and into the outfield. Nehemiah, the freshman, with another big hit in this state championship tournament as Neely crosses the plate, and we've got a 3-2 game. That freshman has played huge for St. Agnes through the state tournament.
Timely hit after timely hit, and right there, that's the biggest one. If St. Agnes can close it out in the top of the 7th, she's going to go down as the hero of the game, along with Eccles.
That ball went off the leg of Jackson. She seems to be okay.
That hit made the ball pinball a little bit out in there in the infield. Bishop Lynch not able to come up with it, and now they find themselves trailing 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Budnick, the leadoff hitter for St. Agnes, likes to get that running start, finds herself with a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That one right to the shortstop. It'll be the easy out at second base, and that will end the inning. But the St. Agnes Tigers get on the board on the strength of a freshman. It's 3-2, and we will go to the top of the 7th. Last chance for Bishop Lynch. You're listening to Taps Radio and watching the Taps TV network. Well, the rain has stopped, but the wind is still gusting. Bishop Lynch now down by 1 run. It's the top of the 7th. They need 1 to stay alive here in this state final game. The batter for the Friars will be number 2, Natalia Escalante. She is the third baseman. A Friar freshman. Pitching duties for St. Agnes, number 8, Shelby Eccles. Has 8 strikeouts in the game today. And this should be an exciting top of the 7th here. Strike one.
Escalante will be followed by Marielma Garcia and J.P. Samus, the 7 and 8 hitters.
Pop up. Left field. She's got it. Katie Wilford had to drift over to her left. Got there in time to record the first out. Now the Tigers are 2 outs away.
Number 7, Mari Garcia.
Center fielder Marielma Garcia. Also a freshman on this Lynch squad. She'll take ball one. Eccles delivers. Down the middle, strike one. That one low. 2-1 is the count. Garcia taking instructions from her head coach. And now back into the box. Fouled straight back. That'll even the count at 2s. Eccles to Young. Swing and a miss. And that's a strikeout. Number 9 for Shelby Eccles. The St. Agnes fans all on their feet, 1 out away. St. Agnes in their history, 17 state tournament appearances, 9 wins, but their last one back in 2008 and 2009. They've been knocking on the door. This is their 4th straight appearance in the state final tournament. Foul ball. Here's Eccles. Swing and a miss. The Friars and junior Daniela Vasquez down to their last strike. Swing and a miss, and that's the ball game. Strikeout number 10 for Shelby Eccles, and the St. Agnes Tigers are champions of the state in Division I softball.
Outstanding gameplay by St. Agnes. Got down 2-0 early in the contest. Battled their way back. Kept matching zeros with Bishop Lynch on the board. And then the bottom of that 6th inning, some timely base running, timely hitting. Got that run across, and then they turned it over to their ace, Shelby Eccles, to end it all. And she did with that strikeout right there.
For the Tigers, the 4th time is a charm. 4 straight appearances in this tournament. And this time they walk away champions. For Bishop Lynch, an outstanding season. A very young team. And the potential is big for those Friars as they age and mature.
Yeah, there's not a senior on that team. A lot of sophomores, a lot of freshmen on that team. There's no guarantees, but you think that you would figure that if they stay together and continue to improve, they will be back here and may knock the door down the next go round.
Well, it's been a fantastic day, a fantastic week, and kudos to all the staff at the Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools. a monster week starting back on Tuesday of semifinal and final games in all divisions for softball and baseball. These folks have been working very hard all week long, and a tip of the cap to the staff here at Crosby. Wonderful hosts in this beautiful facility. We're going to send it away for the final time to the public address announcer for the awarding of medals here in the Division I Softball State Championship. Mike, you've been at it all week. Kudos to you, buddy. Great job throughout this week.
Hey, thanks, Gabe. It's always great to work with you. Hopefully we can do it again on another sport. Reminder, folks, we'll still have some of the summer sports coming up with sand volleyball, which is going to take place at Game On in Fort Worth, and then 7-on-7 football will be at the Heart of Texas Soccer Association in Waco. Echoing your thoughts, big shout out to Brian. Hang on, we will stay right here for the awards presentations.
Athletes who have the honor of making the all-tournament team, please come forward to receive your medal when your name is called. All-tournament team members include from Nolan Catholic High School, Cortland Brown, Elena Larson. From Incarnate Word High School, Mini Padilla and Natasha Rodriguez. From Bishop Lynch High School, Tabby Jackson. From St. Agnes Academy, Shelby Eccles. From Bishop Lynch, Lila Farlow. From St. Agnes, Annie Budnick. From Bishop Lynch, Alexis Martinez. From St. Agnes, Sadie Niedermeyer. From Bishop Lynch, Gabby Quintanilla. And from St. Agnes, Callie Young. At this time, we'll have an awards ceremony, and making the presentation today is Brian Bunselmeyer, TAP's Athletic Executive Director. We'd like to recognize our Bishop Lynch High School for a great season that has been finishing as a state runner-up in the TAP's state softball tournament. The Friars were led by head coach Amy Wheeler. Coach Wheeler will now hand out her medals to her team. Number 2, Nat Escalante. Number 4, Tabitha Jackson. Number 7, Mari Garcia. Number 10, Gabby Quintanilla. Number 11, Libby Land. Number 12, Evelyn Santos. Number 13, Alondra Vasquez. Number 14, Daniela Vasquez. Number 15, Alexis Martinez. Number 17, Hannah Sabala. Number 21, Jasmine Montez. Number 27, Kaylee Freeman. Number 44, Jordan Sammons. And number 71, Lala Farlow. Congratulations, Bishop Lynch High School, on a great season. Here is your state runner-up plaque. Congratulations to St. Agnes Academy for a great season that has the finishing of the state champion in TAP Division I softball. The Tigers are led by Coach Jamie Weisinger. Coach Weisinger will now hand out your state championship medals. Number 12, Vivian Montoya. Number 3, Ryan Moose. Number 4, Ella Salazar. Number 5, Haley Cohen. Number 6, Peyton Roaring. Number 7, Sadie Niemeyer. Number 8, Shelby Eccles. Number 9, Addie Meehan. Number 10, Annie McCon. Number 11, Ella Smith. Number 13, Natalia Montoya. Number 15, Annie Butnick. Number 17, Kate Wilford. Number 19, Ashley Burns. Number 20, Caroline Steele. Number 22, Callie Young. Congratulations to St. Agnes Academy on a great season. Congratulations, St. Agnes, on a great season, and here is your state championship plaque.